Awkward but cinematic moment. Dakota comes face to face with Jamie and Amelia on the red carpet. The white light from hundreds of cameras poured down on the red carpet like a waterfall. Names were called, cameras were flashing, reporters were screaming, and fans were cheering. In the midst of the chaos, Dakota Johnson stepped out of the black limousine, a slight half-smile on her lips, her eyes hiding an undercurrent behind her perfect mascara. Dakota, look to the left. Amazing. Dakota, is your dress Gucci? She just nodded slightly, turning slightly for the camera. Her pearl-colored dress had a slit that reached her heels, her hair was loose and carefree. Everything about her was set to perfection, except for one thing: Jamie Dornan was here. And not just him. Dakota knew it all along. The guest list for the charity screening of Stars Beyond Borders had been sent to her 3 days ago. The name, Jamie Dornan, with wife, Amelia Warner, appeared on the 13th line, like a thin, sharp knife. Are you okay? The assistant asked as the car stopped. Dakota smiled. It's okay, I'm used to the lights. But in truth, she had never gotten used to the lights reflecting the past. Jamie Dornan arrived 10 minutes later. His black suit fitted him, his eyes still carrying the gentleness that had made the press call him the gentleman of the screen. But tonight, as he held Amelia's hand as he stepped out of the car, his heart suddenly tightened. At the end of the red carpet, he saw her. Dakota. The light fell on her face, making her blue-gray eyes glow like glass. The whole world seemed to slow down for a few seconds. Amelia held her husband's hand, looking up at him. Are you okay? Jamie smiled softly. Just a little dizzy from the flash, but in his mind, the image, Dakota's eyes, her posture, her forced smile, was like a slow-motion movie. He knew tonight wouldn't be easy. Dakota stood waiting for an interview on the main backdrop. She heard the reporter call out, Jamie and Amelia are coming. You three worked together on the same project, right? Can we take a picture together? She smiled, what she called a professional smile for survival. Jamie and Amelia stepped closer. Cameras flashed rapidly. Someone joked, this is the most memorable moment of the evening. Dakota took a deep breath. When the two of them stopped in front of her, the world seemed silent. A wordless handshake. Dakota, Jamie said, his voice as light as smoke. Long time no see. Yes, she replied, tilting her head slightly. Congratulations to you and Amelia, I heard her new soundtrack is nominated. Amelia smiled, her voice gentle. Thank you, Dakota. You're always as charming as you are on screen. The words were polite, but there was something in Amelia's eyes that was hard to name, not jealousy, but a deep awareness that she was seeing a part of her husband's memory come to life before her eyes. The three of them stood in front of the camera. Reporters shouted, look here. Great, Jamie. Stand between the two beauties. Laughing. 1, 2, 3, click click click. Dakota felt her heart pounding. She tried to smile naturally, but when Jamie tilted his head, their eyes met. For a moment no one else saw, just them. He was still the same. That look, deep and sad. She wondered, was he thinking about what had happened in Paris last year? That night, the indie film premiere, the glass of red wine, and the words left unsaid. Dakota, can you share a few memories of working with Jamie? A reporter interrupted. She smiled. Jamie was a great co-star. We learned a lot about each other, and about the limits of art. Amelia tilted her head slightly. The limits of art, the words echoed, vaguely but deeply. Jamie knew what she was talking about. The lights flickered. Dakota took a half step back, avoiding touching Jamie's shoulder. But his arm moved slightly, like a reflex, and for a split second, their fingers almost touched. She pulled back. The camera didn't record. Only Amelia, the wife standing next to her, saw. When the photo session ended, Amelia whispered, "I'll go see the director for a bit." Jamie nodded. She left, leaving a space between two people who had a past. Dakota turned back, her eyes not averting. "You look fine," she said. "And you, still take everyone's breath away," he replied, half-jokingly. A moment of silence. "Jamie," she chuckled, "we're on the red carpet. You know what that means?" "That it's all an act?" he asked. "No. That it's all recorded, forever. Backstage." After the photo session, guests were invited into the banquet hall. Round tables covered in white tablecloths, sparkling champagne glasses, soft jazz music playing. But for Dakota, the atmosphere was as heavy as the sky before a storm. She stood at the bar, sipping white wine. In the mirror behind the bar, she saw Jamie talking to a group of actors. He still had a calm, elegant appearance. But she knew, behind that was a struggle. "Aren't you going to say hello again?" her manager asked. "For what?" "To show you've overcome it. The press is watching, Dakota." She smiled. "I'm so used to playing a different role in real life." She turned away, but at that moment, Jamie approached. "Are you avoiding me?" "No. I'm just avoiding the media nightmare." He laughed, his voice low. "I'm sorry about that day in Paris." "Don't," she said. "It's over. We've both gone our separate ways. But sometimes I think, if I hadn't walked away that day, what would it be now?" She interrupted. Another scandal? They were both silent. The answer was in their eyes, no words needed to be spoken. Amelia returned, stepping forward lightly as if the air itself had opened up for her. "Jamie, they want to take more pictures of the couple. I'll wait for you outside." "Okay," he nodded. She smiled at Dakota, her eyes soft but firm. "It was nice to see you again, Dakota." "You really shine tonight," Dakota replied. "Thank you, Amelia." "You too." When Amelia left, Dakota felt as if she had just escaped an invisible electromagnetic field. She exhaled, smiling softly to herself. "It's like real-life cinema." Jamie looked at her, his eyes full of unspoken words. "Are you okay?" "I'm fine, Jamie. That's what Hollywood teaches me best. The last moment." The party's over. A light rain is falling in front of the hotel. Dakota puts on her coat and steps out onto the porch, feeling relieved and exhausted at the same time. The car door closes behind her. Jamie and Amelia are leaving. She turns to watch, a couple holding hands, getting into the car in the pale yellow light. The press surrounds her, shouting, flashbulbs blaring. Jamie turns back briefly. They look at each other, from afar, through the rain. He nods slightly. She smiles, soft, sad, and accepting. There's nothing left to say. No apologies, no history. Just two people who once created a cinematic legend together, now standing on opposite ends of real life, between them the lights, the lens, the distance of choices. Dakota pulls up her hood and steps into the rain. A reporter caught the moment. She looked toward Jamie's car, her smile as faint as mist. The next morning, the Daily Star ran a headline, "Awkward but cinematic moment, Dakota Johnson faces Jamie Dornan and Amelia Warner on the red carpet." The press was buzzing, social media was abuzz. But only the three people in the photo knew that behind that smile were memories that would never be put into words. And somewhere, in her small apartment in Notting Hill, Dakota opened a bottle of white wine, playing the old songs she and Jamie had listened to while filming that year. She sat quietly, watching the rain outside the window. A text message arrived. No name, just one line. "Thanks for smiling tonight." She put the phone down, whispering, "We all did our part, Jamie." Then she turned off the lights, leaving the city in the dim light of dawn, where the past, the present, and the unsaid melted together like smoke.